Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought we would do an update on the 67 Giulia Sprint GT. I'm in various phases of finalizing, really almost like the finishing touches of it right now. Learned a few things on the drive that we've done 2 drives already, so I've learned a few things and got to fine tune a few things there, so not a problem. We'll go over that here in this video. But I want to walk you around, like kind of do it three parts, I guess. One is kind of the outside of the car, where we're at, what's left to get done. Secondly, we'll show you the engine and what we have left on the engine, and then we'll come up underneath the car and show you everything underneath the car. The reason, again, for the videos is we will be selling this on Bring a Trailer. So I want to video log this whole entire process, so whoever bids on the car on Bring a Trailer will be able to, to kind of see all the videos from the beginning all the way up to the end of the making of the full car. And I think that'll help to answer a lot of questions along the way, and go from there. So we'll go over the car, tell you some things I found on the driving of the car and some fine tuning of that, and just the finalization of the pieces and the parts that we have left. So why don't we get started on the outside of the car, and then we'll go to the engine and then up underneath. All right, guys, we're on the outside. Now, one of the things that you do see are the doors are missing right now, and that's by design, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So we ordered from Classic Alfa. We've got new rims in. These are 14s, I guess the GTA style rims. Don't worry, if we come over here, I've got the original rims and new hubcaps. And my plan will be I'm going to get these in the next week or so. I'm going to get these tires off the rims. We're going to get them sandblasted, cleaned up, coated with the fresh coat of paint. And that way these rims, original rims to the car, will go with the car. But for right now, we went ahead and just put on newer rims to dress it up a little nicer. We got Toyo tires, 14 inches again. They ride great. I've had this thing up to about 50 miles an hour and it rode really well. Again, the doors are off. The doors are off because the car is going to paint tomorrow, or I say paint, it's going to paint body shops, my neighbor next door to us. He is going to do some touch-up work on a few minor bumps and bruises that has occurred through that restoration phase. So luckily with the single stage paint, it's pretty simple to blend in the paint and it'll be perfectly fine. I mean, it's nothing major. I mean, just to show you, it's like, this looks really bad, but he just laughed at it and he says, not a problem. We'll fix that. And, maybe just like this little chip here. So, and I think there's one here. So it's just little bitty things that he's got to work on. Anyway, so we'll get that done, and then I'll get the doors, we'll get the rubber seals on, which I have brand new in the box over there. We'll get rubber seals on, new rubbers for both sides, and then we'll get the doors put on, and then we'll get the hood, the cowl and the hood and all that put on. Brand new three wire wiper motor, all that works. It parks well. When you turn it off, it goes right back down, so that's good. Got new windshield wipers. They're somewhere. Really all that's left, believe it or not, are these 2 boxes. We reduced everything down to 2 boxes to get done. I think, let me see so you can see them. Yep, there we go. So brand new wipers from Classic Alfa. So all that's new that will be going on. I apologize for the boxes sitting here. Everything looks good here. I've got to put the badge or the emblem on there, and I've got the emblem, not a big deal. All the lights work. Everything works well. It's got an antenna here, but this antenna, and I've got it ran, and it's sitting Excuse the fire extinguisher, I brought it the other day. It's sitting in the car. I've got it ran through the car here, as you can see. Comes in from here and then runs in. The only reason I have the antenna thing there is because evidently this car had a radio in it, probably was put on at the dealership or at the port when it came in, so there's a hole there. So we had to put in there. I'm not going to do a radio. I'm going to let somebody else decide that. We'll talk about that here in a second when we get into the interior. Moving along, I've got the side badges here, the clovers on, all the glasses on, original glass that I had with the car. This is the original trim. Now it's lost its pretty shininess, as you can see here. So I'm gonna work on buffing this out, but you just can't find this stuff, and I did not want to damage it because that's all we got. So same in the front as well, all new rubber around the front and the back windshield. Again, you know, you can see shiny chrome here, but this is kind of dulled up. We'll do the best we can. It just is what it is. But the windshield's in here. Again, this was the original glass that came with the car. So I'm not sure if it was original, but it's original glass that came with the car. My body guy, paint guy, is going to put the logo on. The VELOCE logo is on. All the lights are working. Everything's working. Everything really is good to go on that. And again, see the badge here, all the chrome's in. We'll do a final polishing of the chrome when it's done. And I think that's about it on the outside, being that we just got to put the hood on and the doors. And then the car on the outside is completely finished. Well, and the badge on the front heart, and which I've got in the box. So all that's there. So let's move to the inside of the car. Let me show you everything we've done there. And then we'll get the car up on the lift and go from there. So hang tight. All right, let's start with the back, if I can do this with my foot. All right, guys. So here you go. Everything in the back is brand new. New seat covers, all that was done. It's got the chrome holding the seats in place. I've got static belts here for the fronts, none in the back. This is hard to tell, but we've even got, you see a lot of these cars missing that. We've even got the trim piece back here. Goes all the way around the back side of the hat rack. That's in as well. Again, the front seats have been redone and they're in here. I know everybody's probably been asking, do you not have a new wheel? What about the dash? We'll go over that here in a second, but the wheel is right here. So we have I mean, it's not a brand new wheel, but everything is in really, really good shape. And that's the wheel that's going to be replacing this wheel. I just kept this wheel on for right now, just because I don't want to damage anything. All new turn stalks, you know, for the lights and the blinker, all that's new in the car. Let's talk dash for a second. This dash is being made, and I'll link them at the bottom of the video, that is I'm replacing, or that's rebuilding, not rebuilding, it's a brand new dash that's going to go in here. It's going to be perfect. It's going to work great. So I'm excited about that. It's being made in Italy. Hopefully in the next week or two, we should start seeing it. We'll find out. So dash is being completely replaced. So I've got this dash, and I've got another dash in the box over there. So I probably will sell these dashes once it's done. So if anybody's interested, definitely comment below. We've got, let me step outside, I apologize. Got all new carpet. Rubber mats are screwed down. I got mat pockets here, and I've got the one over there. They're in. Of course, the chrome trim pieces, they're sitting right over there in the corner by that Mercedes car charger. So that'll be replaced. Everything's done in the interior. I even got The ashtray and everything is mounted, and the cigarette lighter does work, which is good. I've got a mount. That's the blinkers. I've got the wiper motor. I just got the switch hanging down. I just don't have it on yet. And of course the gauges. I thought I had a problem with the speedo, but it's working now. I think I didn't have the cable in right or something. Let me walk on the other side. Excuse me for the fire extinguisher, but when I went driving the other day, I just wanted to keep one with me. So again, everything's done. Mat pocket as well. Everything's in there. One thing that I've learned, and I think I've talked to a lot of really good Alfa repair guys. I mean, that's been in it for 30 or so years. And, you know, you've got the inner boot, then another boot, and then this boot. So with all those, I mean, this thing is tight, but it goes in. So on reverse, just kind of keep your hand on there. Sometimes it wants to just pop up, but, you know, they have such short detents that, you know, it's, you just kind of just rest your hand. It just, anyway, sometimes it'll pop up mainly going up, reversing on a hill, but that's pretty normal. And again, the rubbers on this side, we got to get done. We'll get that done once the once the car comes back from the shop next week. Sometime it gets picked up on Monday. So interior wise, again, all the carpet's done. Steering wheel, you've seen that. Dash is being replaced. Heater works great. I've already tested the heater. No leaks, nothing. I just used regular distilled water in the car to start with because I just didn't want to run antifreeze, and if I had a leak in the car, I didn't want to get it smelling in the car. But I completely rebuilt the heater box from the ground up. So new motors, new everything, cables, everything's replaced in it, guys. I mean, this is like it's coming off the showroom floor. So it's, you know, again, static seat belts. They work. I hate it. I don't like them that much, but that's basically, I'm trying to go back to what was in the car and be as true as possible to the car. And hopefully it's a little bit better at the end of the day. Brand new headliner. I've got the handles are in. Now I've got brand new light covers, and I've just got to get the lights and all that, but all of it works as far as I can test the voltage, push in the door kicker switches, and the voltage goes off, so the lights will come on and come off. I'll have that done. Brand new mirror bracket, all that's new. Mirror's new. Brand new sunshades, all that's new. Everything in the car is pretty much new, minus the gear shifter, the brake. I've got to put the little screw down here to tighten it down, and the ashtray and the cigarette lighter. Cigarette lighter base is brand new. You've got the ashtray, and that's good. Even got mounted the little light. I've got to put a light in there, but it works. Voltage is getting to it. So she is getting very, very close. Interior, other than the couple of parts here, the dash and the steering wheel, pretty much done. So that's a good thing. I got one problem, it's interesting, with the gauge. So the temperature gauge does not want to work. If I switch the two, like so where the water, switch it to oil to the water gauge just doesn't work, but the oil gauge will read the temperature on the car. So I'm going to open up the gauge, look at it. I've got one I can go ahead and order now to replace it, and that's what I'll do if I can't get the gauge to work. Single key, it works. Of course, cranks the car, everything cranks right up, and we'll do a cold start in the next video probably, and we'll get into the engine here in a second, but I can tell you all this car just fires right up, and it's purrs. It is pretty amazing. Okay, let's get to the engine side. That's the interior, all the will be a glove box. I've got all that stuff sitting over there on the green car, so we're good there. So, all right, let's get to the engine. All right, the engine bay. What is left here? So I have the cowl over there. So brand new wiper, motor works. Again, like I said earlier, I can turn the wiper motor on, let it run for a little while, turn it off, and it goes and parks itself back to where it's supposed to go. So brand new wiper motor. This is, of course, for the foot pump. And I've got the new sprayer nozzle from Classic Alfa. Engine-wise, the engine pretty much is done, minus I've got the original clips or clamps, excuse me. I just haven't put those on yet, so I do have those. Don't worry about it. Let's see, everything looks good. We'll go up underneath it here in a second. No oil leaks or anything. Coil, everything, points all working. New air filter here, all new brake booster. Spruced up the pipe here, or the rubber hose that goes between the air box and the plenum. That's done. Carbs are amazing. Let me tell you about that. So I took it on the first drive. So only thing I've done, y'all seen, is I've cranked it up and it's idled. That's all y'all seen, or y'all may have seen it go back and forth. But I haven't had a proper shakedown of the car. And so doing the proper shakedown, when I got it back in, the carbs needed to be a little bit more adjusted. We got it adjusted. This thing idles right at 1K, I'd say 900 to 1K RPMs. Goes up throttle, comes down, rest right where it's supposed to idle. The motor is smooth as can be. New motor mounts, of course, everything's new. Fuel filters, everything's all new. So we got the carbs really dialed in, I think, and everything's good. I even got, which most of these cars are lacking, I even got the brace right here that goes down to the carburetor, as you can see. That's in there. And again, I'll replace all the hose clamps with the proper hose clamps. I've got those. So maybe not the bottom two, because I think the company, Classic Alfa, told me is out of business. But I got as much as I could, but we should be good to go. All new fuses in the fuse box. Of course, the label's new. There up against the firewall. I've got the label for the hood that'll go on. Brand new washer bag, brand new washer pump inside with use your foot. I've got a battery now, but that one's not going to be in here. I've got to get a 24 style battery. I think that one's maybe a 27 or something. So it's a little too big, but it works to test. It's the one I'm going to keep on my engine stand over there at all times. But everything seems to work and work nicely. As you can see, it's all nice and shiny and clean. Everything is heating up. It's doing good. You can smell the paint baking on properly. So I did a gauge test, and we'll do that on a video, between all four of the runners, the exhaust runners down here for the headers, and they all seem to be within 20 degrees or so of each other. So that tells me that I feel like I've got the carbs really, really dialed in well. I do have a brand new fan shroud that will go on as well. I just really, to be honest, I just completely forgot. So that will go on. I've just got to work to get that done. So that'll be done in the next week or so. Let's see what else. The horns are working. Everything underneath here, brand new, all new brake lines. Everything will come under the car, and I'll show you all that. But yeah, the motor is running very, very well. All right, so this is on the drive line, so we'll talk about that before we get up underneath the car. But one of the things that I noticed, and it was just really more of a, I just completely forgot at the time, but had a little noise in the driver's side rear, and the bearing needs to be replaced on it, but I'm going to go ahead and replace both bearings. So I'm going to do both while I've got an opportunity. I'm going to get those bearings replaced. I'm going to order those from Classic Alfa on Monday, and then they'll come in by the time this thing comes back from paint and body. It'll be ready to get installed, and then it'll be nice and smooth. But other than that, the drive line is really good and smooth. When I drove it, pulling hills, some pretty steep hills, and I even got a steep hill coming up the garage. And you know, third gear, just pull straight up. I mean, super nice. Doesn't smoke when you crank it. I feel like it's not running rich. I feel everything's good. I've got color tune. I may hook a color tune up to it when I get my new spark plug wires in next week. So we're getting the proper spark plug wires put on it as well. So we'll get that look get done, and then I'll look at the plugs, see what they look like, and then we can of course go from there. So yeah, so everything is done under the hood minus really the clamps and getting the fan shroud on, and I've got that, a brand new one sitting over there in that box. So again, we've reduced everything down to 2 boxes when we were covered with boxes here. These are just extra parts and stuff and old stuff that I just didn't put back on the car because I want it to go new. So yeah, and again, no leaks will come up underneath, and I'll show you that. No leaks at all, and I've ran this enough to where if it's gonna leak, it's gonna leak. And we haven't seen any. So let me get the car raised up, and then we'll look up underneath it, and I'll show you everything up underneath the Giulia Sprint GT. And just one more really quick, nice look at it from the outside. It's really shining nice, but once everything comes back and we are finished with the whole thing, then I'm gonna have a paint correction guy come out. We're gonna really paint correct this thing and get it looking beautiful right before we put it on Bring a Trailer. All right, let me get this thing up in the air. All right, I got the car up on the lift, so we'll kind of start here in the back. You can see the reverse light. New exhaust, brand new exhaust system all the way front to back. New fuel tank. Everything's done. Repairing on the wheel well was done as well. Here's your rear end. So new straps. Everything's new. Brand new brakes. All new. Of course, the tires. Everything looks really good there. I'll set this back down here. All right, we'll move over here. Let me just turn over this way. Completely rebuilt, 100% rebuilt from Mike Bessick's group. I think he's in Pennsylvania somewhere. Drive line, so the drive shaft's been done, U-joints. Everything's been completely replaced on it. Brake lines, all that's been done. Of course, you've got all new rubber here for the plugs in the car. That's done. Again, exhaust is all brand new. Front, I mean, it's even still got some paper on it that's been burning off. Transmission mounts, everything, all the rubber, everything on the mounts are done. Engine mounts are done. Tie rods, you name it's done. Completely redone. Clutch is new. Got that nice and secured. New ground strap. Again, brake lines, gas line, fuel line, all that's completely redone in the car. New bushings for the sway bar, all that's done. So every bit of it, I'll have to clean it. As you can see, I got to drive it, hit a little water on the road yesterday. But, you know, everything is pretty good. No leaks around the oil pan at all. Haven't seen any leaks, front or rear seals, nothing. Of course, the whole motor was completely rebuilt. As you know, you can see the videos, but we rebuilt the whole motor. Again, all new bushings, new master cylinder for the brakes are done. The pedal box has been gone through completely. It's all good. New bearing for the clutch cable. That's in. Proper nut and everything here that wraps around for the spring. The spring's in place. I mean, you can see here, no leaks whatsoever. So we're good there. Everything just seems to be in good shape. So the next step is just, as I said, is the paint shop and get the few little minor things touched up. And then we'll look under here and touch anything up that we've scraped up here. Oh, all new heat shields there, and that one, all from Classic Alfa. Every bit of it's new right there. So we should be good to go, right? Everything's been painted, all that. Everything's locked down pretty well. So we're good to go. All right, so let's wrap this video up. And again, just wanted to show y'all all sides and everything of this car and where we're at and what's left. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, guys, so there is the Giulia and the update to the car. So again, paint body's gonna have it next week. I've ordered new wheel bearings. I don't know how I let that slip through, but those will be replaced. And doors will go on. The molding will go, or the rubber molding will go on for the doors. Then the doors will get the hood on. And then what will be last, the very last piece to go on will be the dash. And we're just waiting on that to come in. But I'll link the group below that did that work for us. It's amazing. It's taken a little bit longer than I thought, but again, I don't want to rush something that's going to be perfect. That's the most important thing. So please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Want to give you a quick update on the car. And until the next video, God bless.